Elon Musk. He's probably one of the most ambitious and definitely one of the most polarizing figures out there today. But what really makes him tick? What's the driving force behind the guy who wants to put us on Mars and power the entire world with the sun? Well, to get that, we've got to look past the headlines and get inside his world. And our guide for this is Ashley Vance's incredible biography. Now, at first, Musk actually refused to be a part of it. But then he had a change of heart and gave Vance just unprecedented access to his companies, his family, and to himself. I mean, this was the first time he'd ever really let a reporter into his inner circle like this. So after he finally agrees to do the book, Musk just pauses, looks Vance right in the eye and asks him, "Do you think I'm insane?" And honestly, that one question just kind of hangs over his whole story. It really gets at that blurry line between total genius and, well, obsession. So the key to really getting Musk, according to Vance, is that you have to stop thinking about him as a CEO. He's not really chasing money. He's more like a general, leading his troops on what might be the single grandest quest anyone has ever dreamed up. Because from the outside, right, you look at Tesla, SpaceX, Solar City, it all seems a bit random. Just a bunch of really risky, separate companies. But to Musk, they are not separate at all. They are all deeply connected, all working towards one single ultimate goal. Vance actually calls this Musk's unified theory. It's this single, elegant idea that ties everything he does together. And it's not a plan for business domination. It's a plan for the survival of the human race. And nothing shows you this goal better than two posters that hang in the SpaceX headquarters. The first one shows Mars how it is today, cold, red, empty. But the second poster shows Mars transformed. It's got oceans, it's got green continents, a planet ready for humans. That right there, that's the mission. Musk himself says his whole purpose in life comes down to solving two huge problems. First, sustainable energy. And second, getting a self-sustaining human civilization on another planet. That's it. That is the whole game. But this incredible vision, it almost died before it even got off the ground. Let's rewind to the single most brutal, difficult period of his entire career, a time when everything was about to completely collapse. The year 2008 was an absolute catastrophe for him. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches were all failures. I mean, they were literally a joke in the industry. And at the exact same time, Tesla was just burning through money, about to go totally bankrupt. Both of his companies were on life support. To give you a sense of how bad it was, the Tesla Roadster, which was supposed to cost about $25 million to develop, ended up costing $140 million. Musk was pouring every last dollar of his personal fortune from the PayPal sale just to keep the lights on. And the personal cost was just immense. His then partner, Talala Riley, said he looked like death itself. He was having night terrors, screaming in his sleep. She was legitimately worried that the stress would literally give him a fatal heart attack. She described a man in actual physical pain. So how on earth do you pull back from that abyss? Well, it came down to his unique and, often brutal way of solving problems and leading his teams. This is where the general really took command. His core technique is something called first principles thinking. He completely ignores how things have been done before. Instead, he breaks a problem all the way down to its fundamental truths, the basic physics of it, and then builds up from there. It's how he figured out that he could build rockets for a tiny fraction of what everyone else was spending. And this obsession with getting to the core of things extends to everything, even language. He sent a famous company-wide email with the subject line, "Acronyms seriously suck." No joke. He banned any acronym that he hadn't personally approved. It shows you how much he believes that jargon and fuzzy communication are enemies of innovation. So who do you even compare him to? Some people bring up Howard Hughes, the reclusive visionary. But Vance argues he's a lot more like Thomas Edison, a hands-on inventor, an industrialist who's down on the factory floor, actually turning raw materials into products that change the world. And the result of that whole ordeal, of that method, it was nothing short of spectacular. After staring into the void in 2008, his companies came back with some of the biggest breakthroughs those industries had seen in decades. So, with just enough money for one last try, the fourth Falcon 1 launch worked. It was the moment everything pivoted. SpaceX went from a punchline to a legitimate aerospace superpower. And soon after, a huge NASA contract came through, saving the company. Then, in 2012, Tesla delivered the Model S. And this wasn't just a car. It was a powerful statement. It was a gorgeous, high-performance sedan that proved electric cars could be something you'd actually want to own. It absolutely stunned the auto industry. And the innovation just kept picking up speed. The Dragon V2 capsule, which they showed off in 2014, looked like something from science fiction. It was sleek, it had touchscreens, it was a spaceship that actually looked like it belonged in the future. So all of it, the failures, the brutal pressure, the incredible wins, it was never just about building successful businesses. It all ties directly back to that one single unified mission. Here's how all the pieces of that unified theory fit together. SpaceX is there to make space travel cheap enough for the Mars mission. Tesla is there to speed up our switch away from fossil fuels right here on Earth. And Solar City, where he's chairman, provides the clean energy to power it all. Every company has its purpose in the plan. In the end, this is really how Vance sums him up. Not as a businessman, but as a possessed genius on the grandest quest anyone has ever concocted. Whether you admire the guy or can't stand him, you just can't deny the scale of his mission. He's literally trying to save the human race. Which leaves us with this one last provocative question. Musk has achieved incredible things, but it came at a tremendous personal and professional cost. It just makes you wonder, to really, truly change the world on that kind of scale, do you have to be this obsessive, this difficult, this relentless? Is that what it takes?